Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to go into three possible O-linemen in the 2021 draft. Also, what else do we got, Curt, going on today?
Hey, we got the Wall of Fame. We got Detroit news and rumors, the comment cards, and the question of the day. All of this is coming up on the show. And as always, hey, subscribe to the channel. Join the family. We don't have viewers. We don't have fans. We got family, people. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. And now we're going to go into the topic of the day, or the main course, as we call it here. Curt, who do you got first?
Hey, I got Rashawn Slater. My man is an offensive tackle. He went to Northwestern, 6'3", 305 pounds. He had a PFF score of 90.0, and that was in 2019. Slater is, because he didn't play in 2020, Slater is slightly undersized tackle prospect. He plays outstanding with outstanding knee bend, foot quickness, and balance. He explodes out of his stance in the passing game and does an excellent job of reworking his hands to maintain inside position, which is pretty good for an offensive tackle. Slater is great in the run game. He plays with quickness and urgency, which is one of those things that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes talked about, having explosive players and play quick and urgent. So when working up to the second level, he takes great angles and is one of the best I've seen when it comes to cutting off linebackers. Well, we need that because linebackers kill us. Overall, Slater might lack ideal length, but it doesn't hinder him, and I believe he can excel at the left tackle. Well, we really right tackle, so hopefully we can get him in the right tackle. If a team needs to play him inside, he could quickly develop into a Pro Bowl guard. Wow. Which is another thing we need. And this is, and all these players today, we're looking at WalterFootball.com is our source for the write-up for these players.
Yes, and this guy, first or second round projection. So if we traded back and were able to get that scenario, like maybe with the Washington Redskins, we'd get another first round pick next year, which would be amazing. Okay, this guy would fit in perfectly with that type of a thing. I know everybody wants to go defense, but we have to run the ball, and this guy would help us do that. So next up on the is Elijah Vera Tucker. He's an offensive guard tackle, went to USC. He's 6'4", 315 pounds. He's a PFF rated 81.8, and that's in 2020. He's projected first round per Walter Football. He's one of the safest players in the draft. He's played guard at a very high level in 2019 before producing an outstanding campaign at tackle in 2020. He plays with excellent strength, balance, and awareness and pass protection. In the run game, he can latch and control and create movement on down blocks. He takes excellent angles to the second level and has a good feel on combo blocks. He isn't the most dynamic athlete, but he's under control and rarely in bad position. Ideally, Elijah is suited for guard in the NFL, but he has talent enough to play tackle. And with the right coaching staff around him, he probably could. I think this guy is also awesome because we love that versatility in Detroit. If Big V is having that foot issue, you can kick him in and maybe kick this guy out to tackle, kick Big V out to tackle, and put him into that guard position, solidify that right side like we want to do. Who do you got next, Curt?
All right, we got Jalen Mayfield. Now, he is an offensive tackle from where? The University of Michigan. Go blue all day long, baby. That's what we do. Hey, 6'5", 320 pounds, red shirt, sophomore or junior, however you want to say it. He had a 76.1 PFF score in 2020. Projected is, again, first to second round. Mayfield played right tackle for the Wolverines. He has a thick, square build and plays with strength and balance. In the passing game, he has average footwork, foot quickness in his set, but he does do a nice job of staying square. We need that, and keeping defenders off his edges. He lacks suddenness working up to the second level, so we need to work on that. But he takes excellent angles and is very effective overall. Mayfield doesn't have elite foot quickness, but he has very consistent. He's been very consistent on tape and looks like a day one starting right tackle, which is what we need in Detroit. Could play either on the left or right side. Athletic profile, but wouldn't hinder him from a transition to guard either. In this case, a small sample size of a strong play isn't suitable, and he struggles at the NFL level on the outside. So, it's one of those guys that he's versatile. You can push him inside. He can play guard or tackle. Spent most of his career at tackle at Michigan. Big guy though, 6'5", 320 pounds. That's a big brother right there. So those are our three offensive tackles or offensive linemen that we're looking at that are projected to be in the first or second round, especially if we trade back. We have options to look at drafting some offensive linemen to go with the guys we already have in Detroit.
Also, we didn't do Penei Sewell because we totally believe he'll be gone by the time Detroit gets him.
Will be gone.
So if he does fall to us, I'm all over that pick at 7. I wouldn't move out of that pick if he was there, because I could take him as a future left tackle, right now right tackle, and it really helps the offensive line like right away, immediately. We are looking for immediate starters in this thing, but it is a rebuild. So if you get somebody later on that we want to try to develop, that would work too. All right, we're going to move on. And next up is the Wall of Fame. We have Dr. Detroit, we have Detroit Drew, and we have Nomus J that are on our Wall of Fame. And if you'd like to be on our Wall of Fame, all you have to do is click the Join Now button for more information on that. Join us and get the emojis and get all the extra stuff that we offer, all of the perks. So that is that for the Wall of Fame for today.
Yeah, definitely. So it's time to get into the Detroit news and rumors. So let's start it off with Detroit signs defensive lineman Joel Heath to a reserve or future contract. So the Detroit Lions have signed defensive end Joel Heath to the team via a reserve future deal. The team announced on Thursday morning. So Heath is a former Michigan State Spartan who spent the first 4 years in the NFL with the Houston Texans after going undrafted in 2016. Over that time, the 6'6", 302-pound defensive lineman made 32 game appearances with 16 starts, though he's only managed to create 3 sacks over that time. He has some versatility to play both defensive tackle and defensive end. Okay. Last year, he signed with the Denver Broncos, but decided to opt out of the 2020 season due to COVID concerns. He was reinstated with the Broncos this year, but Denver waived him at the beginning of February.
Yeah, that's okay. If you look at this, the only thing I'm looking at is the size of this guy. 6'6", 302, and says that he can play end or tackle. It does kind of tell me that we might be going to that 335. I think that's what you were saying. Yeah,
335. Yeah, with what the rumors are for Aaron Glenn. I don't really get excited about reserve or future contracts just because of the fact that a lot of time those guys are just fillers for the 90-man roster. But it's something to look out for. This guy he actually has game experience, so he's not a guy that that is just coming off a practice squad. So you can look at maybe a rotational player if he makes the 53-man roster. Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at too. But I was looking more at his size, just because of the fact that that's kind of what I think they're starting to look for.
Yeah, the versatility. Well, that's around that Trey Flowers type of size as well. That guy can play both tackle and defensive end in that scheme.
He's a big one. All right, got Marvin Jones explains why he wanted what he wants in free agency. He says, maybe my priorities have changed. Jones is 31 years old, but he proved in 2020 he can still be a borderline number 1 receiver with Kenny Golladay out most of the year. Jones Jr. gained 978 yards, asterisk, because he should have had 1,000, over 1,000, and 9 touchdowns, asterisk, because he should have had 10 as a primary receiver. But with the Lions headed for a pretty significant rebuild, the chances of Jones returning to Detroit seems slim. We think that too. Yeah. On Thursday, he joined SiriusXM NFL Radio to talk free agency. When asked if he was searching for the best deal he could get or looking for the best fit, he responded that it was a combination of the two. I would think it's both, Jones said. Obviously, in free agency, you take a look at everything, so nothing's off the table. But at this point in my career, that's what I want. That is what I want. But at the same time, I'm not going to straight sacrifice and not get what I'm worth. One place that Jones is rumored to be interested in is the LA Rams and a reunion with Matthew Stafford. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he wants to go home. He's a California guy. We talked about this before. He's a California native, San Diego, I believe, out there, and he just. I can understand. He's 31 years old. He's an older receiver, and he wants to go and play for a championship, but he doesn't want to be undervalued because Marvin Jones has been everything solid in Detroit. You wouldn't think of the numbers that he got in Detroit would be that great coming out of Cincinnati, but actually he had a quietly great career in Detroit.
And he also had some big shoes to fill with Megatron, and I think he did an admirable job. I really do. I liked him here in Detroit. I think his time is done here in Detroit, unfortunately, because I liked watching him play. But I think it's time for him to move on and get a ring over there with Stafford.
Definitely. All right, Carson Wentz deal shows just how well the Lions managed the Matthew Stafford trade. In return for Wentz, the Colts will send the Eagles a 2021 third-round pick and a 2022 conditional second-round pick that could bump up to a first-rounder if Wentz meets certain incentives. The Lions agreed to trade Matthew Stafford to the Rams for Jared Goff at 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick. I mean, stick them up, baby.
Talking about the Wild Wild West and Jesse James. We got nothing on us.
Nothing on us right there, baby. I mean, I didn't really think that Carson Wentz was going to draw that much
money,
draw that much in compensation back from a team trading for him. So, I never would have thought he would have got the same deal as maybe it was Matthew Stafford. The only quarterback that I could see getting that much as much as Stafford is Deshaun Watson.
Me too. That's the only player that's in the same conversation as far as I'm concerned. We thought Carson Wentz was going to get a lot from Chicago. Ended up going to Indy.
Yep.
So, it is what it is. And actually, it was nowhere near the deal that he got, that Detroit got.
Yeah. And somebody said, oh, it's about the same deal that the Lions got for Stafford. I'm like, no, it's not even close.
No, it's not even close. You get 2 number ones and a third and a quarterback that won a Super Bowl. Even though or was in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's not even close.
It's not close. All right, we're gonna go to your comments cards now. And what do you have to say on the last video? So we have Jeffrey Inglesby, and he said, "I like the staff. However, can we get the players? I still don't think we'll be terrible in this retool, Jim. Thanks again for a good show. I still think we're going to be terrible next year, but watch out in year 2 and 3 of this rebuild." Yeah, so I think year 3 is the year that we really find out what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. All right, PC Payload says, I heard rumors Kenny is floating a $20+ million number. Don't think we'll be able to afford that if that's true. Okay, I haven't heard that one, but okay.
He's supposed to be. Yeah, I'll go ahead.
20 million is a grip, and if that's the number he's looking for, he's not going to get that in Detroit.
But he was rumored to be franchised at 16 mil, so I think that saves us $4 million off that. But that's what I've heard about that is that he's going to be. That's the deal with him is he's going to be franchised at 16 mil. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Gary Paling says, like the other caller. I didn't know we had callers. That's cool. I mean, I'm glad.
Okay.
I like the look of the recipe, especially the Dan Campbell sauce. Dan Campbell sauce. All right. Campbell sauce.
We put them on the kneecap before we buy them. Okay.
It definitely feels different. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It does feel different. I think it's a brand new thing, and I really appreciate your comment, Gary.
Yeah, definitely. All right. The Midwest Lions, friends of the show, says, while as stated yesterday, I am cautiously optimistic. I will say this is definitely not the same old Lions as decades past. Sheila Ford Hamp cares a great deal about this team, and it shows. I agree with that statement.
I think it does show because, number one, you pay a GM, right? But you bring in somebody like John Dorsey, you have to pay him like a GM or he's not coming here.
Yeah, you got to take care of that pocketbook, baby, because
you are paying all this extra talent
Yeah,
for extra positions and defensive assistants and assistants to the GM. That's a lot more money. You know what I mean? Than they're used to putting out.
She opening that purse. You know what I'm saying? She opening that wallet for them, and that's what you have to do. And I don't think that the previous regimes weren't willing to do that.
I agree with that. Big West Kavinen. I butchered that. Okay. Great show. I can't wait for the draft. Me neither. And I can't wait for free agency because it's
free agency,
just,
man. It's right
so
around the
geeked,
corner.
Man.
It's the 19th.
We start looking for what this team is going to look like and what this regime is looking for in a player. We can kind of get a sense of what this is going to be like. So yeah, I can't wait for the draft, and I can't wait for the thing. Thanks for the comment about the great show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. All right, last but certainly not least, Mr. Jerome Brown. I say Jerome's in the house. Watch your mouth without a doubt. Break it on down. Now, he says he's been watching the Lions since the early 60s, and this is the first time they actually tried to win. Before it was a half-starved cash cow. That is a interesting
What a comment.
Yeah, you know what, though? I like that take.
I do too, because it's like you've been watching for that long, number one. That's longer than I've been watching, and Curt. Yeah. So it says this is the first time they've actually tried to win. I love that statement because I'll tell you what, I feel the same way. I've been watching as long as you have, Jerome, but I'm telling you, I'm so happy you said that.
I wasn't even alive in the 60s, so yeah.
I was alive in 1969. They put some guy on the moon, and I was born. Obviously, I was born as better and more important. But just kidding.
But yeah, thanks, Jerome. We appreciate that, man. Roman with the strong comment, baby. I like that.
Yes, I do too. All right, now we're going to go to the question of the day. And the question of the day today is, how pressing of a need do you think offensive line is? I know what my take on it. I think I kind of know what Curt's take on it. We want to know what you think, so put that in the comments below. How pressing of a need is the offensive line in your opinion? And now we go to my favorite part of the show, the dessert with Curt.
Hey, I kind of touched on this yesterday where we're talking about a possible free agent pickup for the Lions. Now, here is the player that we were talking about. The PFF predicts the Detroit Lions will land former Bills linebackers Matt Milano to a 4-year, $45 million deal. Detroit doesn't have much cap space, we know that, but it seems like this is going to make sense just because of the fact of the type of player that he is and what he brings to the team. 6 foot, 223-pound linebacker who can fly all over the field. He is one of those guys. He was a very good part of that great defense in Buffalo, and it looks like Detroit may be the landing spot for a guy who is a Pro Bowl caliber type of linebacker.
Oh, wow. Yeah, exactly. I mean, our linebacking core is, let's put it mildly, is extremely slow in some spots. Turtle Tavai and a couple others that are just not very fast. We need to bring some speed to that position. And I think this guy would be a stud for the Detroit Lions. So. And I would love to see him here. We'll see how that happens. You know what I mean? With the salary cap and all that stuff. We'll see how that kind of goes down. But that would be a guy I would go after. It definitely would be.
Definitely. Yeah, he's one of those guys. Hey,
he's all right, guys.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you want on your team. He's a kneecap biter. All right, you know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You're home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, subscribe to the channel. Join the family. We don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family people, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And you can check us out over on the Belly Up Sports Network. You can go to bellyupsports.com and check out our show and much more content over there. A bunch of different podcasts, all the sports you want to listen to. The podcasts are over there, and you have some hard-hitting journalistic articles for some really good writers over there on bellyupsports.com. And you can also find the link for the audio version of this show if you can't catch us weekdays 11 a.m. for our premieres right here on our channel on YouTube. You can chat with us during the premieres, the staff of the show, and you can also get a super chat. So if you want to get your comments right up front where you want them to be, you can listen to that audio version right there on BillyUpSports.com. And you can listen to them on what? Some Skull Candy headphones. Skull Candy headphones are our affiliate sponsor. You'll find the link down below in the description, and a portion of the proceeds from the sales of those headphones on that link go to help us grow this show. Hey, we had a fun time talking about the three offensive tackle prospects. And like Jim said, yeah, what is your thought on what the priority is for offensive line for the Detroit Lions? And as you go about your day, you know what you got to do. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele. We will holler at you real soon.